Okay, so StreamYard just let me know that I'm live. Now I gotta wait for YouTube to let you know that I'm live. And then we can begin with this very, very special edition of VypDrive. And holy Lord, 50 people waiting? Man, y'all are too much. How you doing? How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. What is going on? What is going on? There it is. Wait, did I just did I just get it? Oh, did it? Only wait. Oh, you know what? Okay. Oh, they didn't send out the notification yet. I gotta wait. I'm waiting here. Just gonna wait for YouTube to send out the notification officially, and then we can go ahead and start. You know, this is a very special occasion for your boy. This is episode 100 of VypDrive, which is kind of crazy. I only shot 50 episodes. Well, I only recorded 50 episodes last year. So to be at another 50 or so already in the middle of 2020 is kind of nuts. But there is the notification from YouTube. So now all of you all know that I am live. Shout out to my man Battery Power. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But let's not keep the lady waiting. Let's not keep the lady waiting. Let's do the intro and get in here, man. Like I told you guys on Twitter, I've been playing this intro in my head over and over again for a very long time. So let's see how it comes out for real. So this is VypDrive episode 100. Unreal. I don't know, when I first started this podcast, I'm not sure if I realized that it would get this far. But today we are here. And for this very special 100th episode, I had to call in a heavy hitter, baby. Woo! One of the greatest content creators of all time. And coming up next on VypDrive, which starts now. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech. And welcome back to another episode of VypDrive. This is the podcast about tech, hosted by the man about tech. And as I alluded to in my intro, this is a very special edition of VypDrive, as it is episode number 100. And we just couldn't have any old episode of 100. Oh, no. I had to go out and get the queen of Apple. I had to go out and get one of the greatest content creators that any platform has ever seen. I had to go out and get one of the nicest human beings on the planet to join me for this very special episode. That's right. I had to go out and get Justine E. Derrick, a.k.a. iJustine is here. How you doing, iJustine?
Oh my gosh, and you pronounced my last name right? Like, this is revolutionary.
You know how long I've been watching you? Of course I got it right.
I know, but it's funny because like I never actually say my last name. So the only like pronunciations of it out there are usually just people mispronouncing it. So that's incredible. Thank you. And I'm so happy to be on your 100th episode. Like, this is incredible. So congratulations.
Thank you. And again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate the time. I know how busy you are. So seriously, thank you.
For sure. No, this is exciting. I mean, my sister and I just started a podcast, and it's crazy. Everyone thinks, oh, recording a podcast is easy. No, it's not. None of the stuff that any people do is easy.
Not at all.
And we're only at episode number 4. So congratulations. This is amazing.
I appreciate you. And I'm pretty sure you and Jenna will do big things with your podcast as well. So
it's fun. It's like a whole nother kind of dynamic, because I think we're so used to editing and the whole style of YouTube. So to be able to just sit back and chat it's kind of refreshing, actually.
No doubt. It's no crazy because, like you said, on YouTube, everything is edited and produced and everything like that. But with the podcast, you get to sit down, get to think out your thoughts a little bit more, have a longer form content, and it's really different from doing videos on YouTube for sure.
For sure.
So, first question I ask every first time guest that comes to VypDrive, Justine, what brought you to YouTube?
I don't even remember. I mean, I feel like it was so long ago.
It's been that long. How it's been that long?
I mean, it was like 2006. So at the time, I mean, there was really no other option. I mean, there was like Yahoo, there was MySpace, there was very few options. And what YouTube had that a lot of these other platforms didn't have was the community. And, instantly there was just interaction. There was people and there were comments, and it was just like a really fun place to hang out. And even then I still was posting stuff everywhere, but it was YouTube where, I just felt like home.
Yeah, and you've been on YouTube for a very long time. Obviously, the platform started back in 2005, and I think you were on it back in 2006, right?
Yeah, 2006 around, I think it was May. So that's a really long time.
I mean, when we say OG YouTubers, you are the epitome of OG YouTuber. My goodness. Wow.
Yeah, it's so fun. And it's just crazy because I feel like I've started so many different hobbies and I've quit so many. And I'm just so happy to still be doing something that I really love on a platform that is really fun with so many amazing creators. And I feel like it's only getting better. I feel like YouTube definitely has its ups and downs, but what keeps it, I think YouTube is just the creators that keep going and making great content.
I can completely agree. One of the best things about me becoming a creator is just meeting all the other creators that are on the platform, all the like-minded individuals. And like I tell people all the time in these podcasts and live streams, the tech community literally take care of each other. Like I told them, this lens that I'm using for this camera tonight, I didn't buy. It was gifted to me by one of our mutual friends. But it's that type of camaraderie in the tech community that makes it so awesome to be a creator here. And I'm just glad to be a part of it. And I'm glad that you're still a part of it after all this time. I mean, you have been doing this, we are 14 years. You're still
So
here.
long.
Woo, still
Half
relevant.
my audience, like they are younger than the age of my channel. That's absurd.
Oh, that is crazy. But
I remember when Marquez and I did, it was an unboxing of, it was like one of the laptops. It was like the G3 blue clamshell laptops. And half the people in the comments were like, that laptop is older than me, or I wasn't even born when that was out. So it was kind of that realization of, wow, this platform has been around for a really long time.
Yeah, the platform's been around for a while and it's evolved and it's become something that's much bigger than I think anybody could have ever anticipated. And it's just an amazing place to be, no doubt. So I've heard, I don't know, I mean, I guess you'll fill me in on how true this is, but I heard that before you were doing YouTube, you used to live stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Is that right?
Yeah, for about 6 months. That was in 2007. So I was still sort of doing YouTube, but for some reason I had this weird idea that live streaming would be easier than editing YouTube videos. And then I just kept doing it like for about 6 months, maybe like 5 months consecutively for 24/7. And then the last month it was every once in a while, but it was a very long time. So it was Justin TV, which is now Twitch. So it kind of had this whole evolution of just casual live streaming and then turned into Twitch. And now I started streaming on Twitch again, which is this whole other crazy just world because it's completely changed since back in the day on Justin TV, but it's also been really fun. And it's amazing because a lot of the same people that I originally had as moderators in my channel, everybody came back. So we had sort of like this Justin TV reunion. And then I started a Discord. Quarantine has brought out some new hobbies. So it's really been fun because it's like I now have some time to do the things that I've kind of always wanted and also kind of explore these other avenues.
Yeah, Twitch has definitely blown up since the quarantine, and I watch some of your content over on Twitch. You get a little crazy over there. Like you are one of the sweetest, down to earth people on planet Earth. But when you are gaming, you are absolute beast. Like, don't let nobody sell you short. When you're gaming, you are in a whole nother mindset. It's kind of incredible to watch that transformation, man. Let me tell you. Y'all think Viper Wild.
No, I mean, even Animal Crossing, I start raging. I mean, we did a 10.5-hour stream and I was like yelling at these villagers, these tiny little kind animals. I was like, oh, it's like a whole nother thing. And then when I play Call of Duty, like that's why I never live streamed because I was like the things I just start yelling, screaming. It's a whole nother person, but it's fun.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I used to hardcore game when I was back in college. We used to have Halo LAN parties, and those iJustine were bananas. I mean, I used to be screaming at my neighbors like, "Damn it!" all this stuff. You know, it get crazy. It get crazy.
Oh, I do, and I'm just like making up like crazy things to say that like other than swear words, and I'm just like, people are like, "What are you even saying? That those sentences don't even make sense." I was like, "Well, that's the fun of it." But it's been really great to just sort of, I guess, kind of be able to get back into gaming because for the past several years, it was like I either game or I sort of either work or have some free time to myself or try to go work out or something. So it's like gaming kind of took the back seat. So it's good to be back. I've missed it so much. No doubt. Shout out to all of y'all that are super chatting. I will get to you in a few minutes and give me some time here. I want to build up some momentum before we cut away for a minute. But I'm curious, Justine, why would you start live streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Because that's a next level craziness. I mean, I would think that would be all types of intrusive to your personal and private life, but you did it for 6 months. So what led you to that decision? Like, and how was that doing that? I don't think I really just decided to do it. I just started doing it and then I didn't stop, which is much like some of the live streams. When I start, I was like, oh, we've already been live for 10 hours. And then people were like, you need to stop, Justine. You gotta stop. But I think back then it was in 2007. So we had a laptop with a like a Sprint EVGO card, and it had unlimited data, which I feel like the whole Justin TV phenomenon was why Sprint had to limit their unlimited data. But yeah, I just kind of started doing it, and then I don't know. It became. I guess it was fun. Like I was connecting with the audience, like everywhere I went, I had friends. I know it did chase out my roommate at the time. She's like, it's either me or the camera. I was like, I choose the camera. Like there's because I felt like there was something there. It's just like the whole YouTube thing. It's like you do have to make these sacrifices and make choices sometimes to sort of get to another level. And sometimes people don't kind of understand. And I think at the time for her, she was looking for a different avenue. And I somehow, I don't think I would ever do that again. Because she was my best friend and we've made peace since. But, I just had so much faith in sort of this internet thing that I was like, I have to put everything into it because I think it's going to be something. And I guess it worked out 13, 14 years later.
Just a little bit. I think the 130 people that are watching this live stream right now are very glad that you stuck with the internet thing, no doubt. Whew. But so there is a picture out there of you, your senior picture of you holding an iMac or some type of Mac.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, it was like with the G3 tower.
Right. So my question is, we know that you are the queen of Apple. So how did you come into your love of Apple?
So my mom was actually a teacher. And so back then, the only people that really had Macs sort of in their life or in schools were the schools or teachers, and the teachers all got education discounts. So we had one of the very early Macs in our house. So we've never really had a PC as I was growing up until I started getting more into the internet and into gaming. And then I went into high school and all of my gaming friends all had PCs and they were all making gaming PCs. So some of my friends, they helped me build one. So that was like my first sort of forte, I guess, into PCs was in high school when we built one so I could play Unreal Tournament, because we used to have LAN parties as well. And we would play Unreal Tournament and Quake 3. And a lot of people also play Counter-Strike, but I never really got into that. So yeah, I guess it was just sort of in the family.
Okay. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I know you're the queen of Apple. I know you have used a ton of Apple products in your life, but the people need to know, Justine, what is your favorite Apple product of all time that you've used?
The iPhone. It is revolutionary. So I just really do feel like if everything else was taken away, but as long as I had my phone, I would still be able to continue doing what I'm doing. And I think that's such a good testament to what Apple has created with that device, or even, a lot of phones too. I think that a lot of people think that you have to have the latest and greatest tech, but honestly, if you have a fairly decent newer phone, you can become a content creator. Like it's that simple, but then you have to follow through and keep going.
I think that's the big thing. The big thing is to follow through. It's one thing to start, but you got to be consistent, as we know. You don't get to where iJustine is if you're not consistent. You don't get to Viper is where if you're not consistent. So you just got to be consistent and keep going, even when things get tough, because inevitably things will get tough being a content creator. Like she said earlier, YouTube is like a roller coaster. It's up and down. It's up and down. You just never know. But you got to have faith in yourself. You got to have that consistency, that motivation, that drive to keep going to get to where you want to go if you choose to be a creator.
Yeah, and like I said, there are sacrifices that have to be made sometimes, and it's not fun. But I think if you really do believe in what you're doing, eventually something will work out. If it isn't that avenue that you're putting all of your effort into, like something else will come up. And I think one of the things that I tell a lot of people is, I used to have all these random goals, but if I would have stayed set in one single goal that I had many years ago, like I probably wouldn't be doing this, because I would have been so focused on this one thing that I thought that I wanted. And you just kind of got to go with it, especially in this industry, because things change so quickly.
Definitely. So speaking about phones and iPhone, we got to go back to the thing that kind of put iJustine on the map. We got to talk about that AT&T phone bill that you got way back in the day. So what happened with that? How did that happen? What happened with all that?
That was back when Twitter first started. So Twitter originally was only based off of text messages. So a lot of those texts that I was receiving, I think it was like 30,000, which I guess essentially is not really that many, because I feel like we send so many more messages now with iMessage and things like that. But it itemized every single text message. And again, most of those were tweets. From me sending tweets, or every single tweet that somebody else would tweet, they would come in through text messages. So yeah, that was a lot. And it was kind of shocking because it came in a box. And then, the rest is history, really, at this point.
Yeah. So shout out to the 147 y'all that are watching this podcast live on YouTube tonight. Thank you guys for those of y'all that super chatted. I appreciate it. I will try to catch up with some of y'all, but the chat is going so fast. I'm probably gonna miss some, so I apologize.
Hi, chat. Hello.
Renee, thank you for the super chat, Renee. I appreciate you, man. Let me see how well the one thing I got up here that I need to catch. Shannon, hey Shannon, thank you for the super chat, Shannon. I appreciate you, no doubt. We got the poet with the $100 super chat. Thank you, man. Thank
nice.
You,
Hello.
Yeah, I think he interviewed you. I saw the video.
He did, yeah, at CES, and then I saw him at a Samsung event as well.
No doubt. Techie K, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Oh, my man Don King, Tech King Mike, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat, sir. I don't know if you're familiar with the tech fight that happened from time to time on Tech King Mike channel, but you should watch. They're like live tech debates with judges and things. It's crazy. No doubt.
That's so fun.
No doubt. Zach with the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you, Zach. And unfortunately, that is as far as StreamYard will let me scroll up. So if I miss you guys, I do apologize. But chat is going fast. There's a lot of you in here, so I'm trying to do the best I can. Shout out to Gary the fireman. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Appreciate the congrats. No doubt.
Doing live stuff, trying to keep up with the chat, and it's like a one-person producer. Like, how are you supposed to do everything? And it's tough.
It is, but I mean, as they know, I live stream a lot, so I'm kind of used to it. But usually it's not to this magnitude, but I'll deal with it. I'll figure it out. Zach again popping up with the super chat. Oh, here we go. All right, Justine. Zach wants to know: is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'm thinking way too much into this. I mean, technically, a sandwich would be something that's bread and something inside. So technically it's a sandwich, but it's also a hot dog. So maybe it's like a specific type of sandwich. Because like a grilled cheese a sandwich? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, that's a bad question. Disregard everything because it's literally called a grilled cheese sandwich.
That's the same thing Marquez did when he was on the podcast. He had one answer and then he thought about it and he changed his mind.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Is there a correct answer?
I don't know. I don't think it's a sandwich because it's one continuous piece of bread. So if it's one continuous piece of bread, it can't really be a sandwich. But that's just me. I don't know.
Well, but I mean, what if I cut a sandwich bun and I didn't entirely cut all the way through, and then I put a cheeseburger in it? Would that technically?
And technically,
I'm not sure.
You'd have a cheeseburger hot dog.
That's true. Oh my! Now we're thinking too much into this.
Yeah. Hey, Trenton, thank you for the super chat, sir. I appreciate you, Trent. I appreciate you. You want to hear that? Yeah, you want to hear Justine rant one of these days? I'm sure you will.
I did have a very small rant, which I don't typically do, but it was about Instagram not having an app for the iPad.
Oh, that is a Viper rant too.
Right?
Why, Justine? Why?
It drives me crazy.
Yes, I agree. I am mad. I got beef with Instagram CEO about this, Justine. We need an iPad app on Instagram now.
It's like, I love Instagram so much. It's such a great platform. It's where I connect with so many of my friends, so much of my audience. And now that I've been using the iPad so much more, stuck in quarantine, I'm like turning my iPad sideways. Like, what? No.
What is that?
It's terrible. It's so upsetting.
And Instagram CEO came up with such a lame excuse when he was asked, why is there not an Instagram iPad app? He said that we just haven't had time to look into it. It's not that big of a priority to us. I'm like, what?
I feel like I read somewhere too that he said that there wasn't enough developers. I was like, do you want me to do it? Like, I'll do a quick Google search. I'll teach myself how to code this app for you, and then I'll submit it to the App Store. Like, I don't understand.
Tell him, Justine. Tell him, girl. Tell him. Yes, I agree. Speaking of that, let's piggyback off of that, because a lot of people kind of underestimate you, pretty face, bubbly personality, but they don't know your background. So can you please tell the people that are watching, the people listening, about your technical background, your technical acumen? Let these people know who they messing with, Justine.
Funny. I mean, I originally wanted to see, I think you may have froze or my internet may have froze. Okay, we're back. We're good. Yeah, so I wanted to go to school for computer programming. So in high school, I took all kinds of coding classes, and that was like my main passion. And then one of my instructors or my teachers in high school, which I'm so sad, he actually recently passed away this year. And I guess someone had told him though, like, and he read my book and I gave him a shout out and everything in there. So I'm just so glad that he knew how much of an impact he had with sort of my career, because he kept looking at my programs. He's like, these programs are great, but like your interfaces are incredible. And I feel like you're spending way more time on these interfaces than you are doing the code. I was like, yeah, I think I like designing the code better, behind the front end. He's like, well, you can be a designer. You can do front end design. I was like, oh, is that something that's a possibility? So from that simple thing that he said to me, I started getting more into front end design, and I still did a lot of like web development, went in and started doing Flash. So it's kind of, it all stemmed from that, where I was like, oh, I can do the sort of creative part of that. And it's just amazing to see sort of how that has all grown. And like coding now, there's so many incredible coding camps for girls. And I'm just so excited to see like there's so many more people getting into it, because it really is, it's sort of the foundation of everything that we're doing.
Absolutely. And like I said, people underestimate you because of the bubbly personality. They don't think you know tech all that well because you're excited. And obviously you have a great love of Apple products. But I'm like, do y'all know who this is? This one has a background. She has a degree in graphic design. Y'all don't know. They don't know. They don't know.
It's total. I mean, it's easy to judge, I mean, you scroll onto one of my live streams, for instance, you're like, this girl's crazy. Maybe she is. And you go into a bunch of my YouTube videos, and I mean, I'm definitely overexcited, but the stuff that I'm talking about, I'm genuinely extremely excited about. And up until, I guess, almost a little over a year ago, I edited almost every single one of my videos. So that's some severe dedication. Like, I love to edit. And now, thankfully, I do have an editor and a shooter, and we kind of tag team videos back and forth. We started using, if anybody out there is an editor and looking to do like collab, work from home, remote stuff, we started using PostLab. So it basically allows you to sort of actually have one single library that's in the cloud that you can download, and you guys can work off remotely. It also works with Premiere too, but I don't use Premiere. So if anybody else does, it's pretty incredible. Check it out. PostLab.
Listen to me very closely. You are not overexcited, okay? You are genuinely passionate about what you cover on your channel. You're genuinely passionate about Apple. If anybody, Justine, and I mean anybody, has a problem with that, you tag me, you send them to me, and I will handle it immediately. Not immediately. Immediately, I will handle it, Justine. Let me know. I got you.
I will. Thank you. At this point, I'm like, just okay. Well, I've heard worse things that people could say. So I'm like, that's fine. It's cool. I'm happy. I'm excited. I love tech, and I'm just glad to share it with people.
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful thing that you share your love of tech with all of us. But I want to piggyback off of something that you just said about, I think you mentioned about girls being more involved in coding and things like that. So I want to know your opinion. Why is it you believe that there are more women involved in the field of tech?
I mean, I think there is a lot more now. I mean, even growing up, I feel like I got made fun of for the things that I liked, for playing video games. And then at some point, I didn't even realize that there wasn't a lot of other girls. It was just something that I liked to do. And they're like, well, where's all the other girls? I was like, oh, I don't know. I guess you're right. That is kind of strange. And I think growing up, there is this expectation of girls to go and do these certain set things. But I think that's changed. I mean, especially with all of these really cool things. I know Carly Kloss has been doing Code with Klossy, which I'm such a huge fan of. So she's just sort of inspiring girls to code. And I think it's way more accepted. I mean, I think there's a lot more of this younger generation of girls doing tech because it is accepted and it is cool. So I'm just glad that I could be sort of that person that they can look up to and say, well, Justine's doing it. I can do it too. I never had that. There wasn't ever anybody that was sort of doing this type of thing. So I think it is the future, and I'm excited to see what comes of it.
No doubt. I am happy that women can look up to you as a beacon of them being able to be involved in tech. I see all the little girls whose lives you touch, who say that you're their role model. They look up to you. I'm like, thank you, God, that we have somebody that these girls look up to, because you are getting it done. You are a beacon of hope and inspiration.
Thank you.
I think we all appreciate you and what you bring to the tech space, because the tech space could definitely use more people like you in it, no doubt.
For sure. And I'm so happy. Just, I've been a part of a lot of different communities, I feel like, in YouTube. And, I've done the whole gaming thing, which I love, but it's just these communities, they do shift. There are so many different personalities, and everyone in tech, I feel like, it's just such a great vibe. Like, everyone is so kind, and it is a collaborative effort. Like, we're all doing the same thing. And I've never really felt like that competition type aspect. Like, we're all here in this together. We're having fun, and, it is a job at the end of the day, but like, to be able to enjoy doing this and hang out and make great content is just, it just really is amazing when you just kind of stop and think about it.
It is a beautiful thing. The camaraderie and the creative space as a whole, not just the tech community, but the creative space as a whole, is amazing to see. No doubt about it. Shout out to those of y'all listening to the podcast this week on audio only. I appreciate you guys rocking out with me and iJustine this week. So thank you. If you would like to support the podcast, there will be links in the show notes for you to do that. None of it is required, but anything that you're willing to do is greatly appreciated. Also, if you happen to be listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please consider leaving a rating or review as it helps more people discover VypDrive. And as I keep telling you guys every episode, I'm trying to get this podcast back into the top 200 of tech podcasts on Apple Podcasts. We were in there and then we got kicked out. I'm trying to get back in there. So anything that you can do to help that, leave a rating or review. That would be highly appreciated. So thank you guys for rocking out on audio every week. Thank you. So
I'm getting podcast inspo here. This is great.
That's right. That's right. We on the podcast. Let's go. Let's go. So I am the captain of Team Apple. You are the queen of Apple. So I will be remiss if I did not ask you about your thoughts about this week's WWDC 2020.
I thought it was so good. Like, I really enjoyed it. I mean, the keynote, it felt so inclusive. Like, it really did feel like you got to experience Apple Park. You know, a lot of people come as press and they get to experience sort of that type of feel in person, but they did a really great job of kind of making that something that everyone got to experience. So I think they did a great job. And I kind of am here for more of those types of keynotes than anything, because it was so good.
It was good, but I don't want to lose the going to events in person. I mean, I guess I can say I've never been to a tech event in person, but I kind of like having the live crowd, the live atmosphere of having an event in person. So I hope we don't lose that. Although I do agree with you that the keynote was well done. It was well paced. There wasn't much fluff in it. So I definitely appreciate the way that Apple did it this year, but I don't want to lose in-person events because I like the idea of those.
Yeah, I don't think that we'll lose them. I think they're just going to have to change. I mean, it's just like the entire world within the past, I mean, basically within a week, the entire world changed with everything being shut down. So I think there will be different events, maybe not necessarily the WWDC type things that we've known and loved, like the crazy CES. I feel like CES is still happening next year. I don't know how that's all going to go down. Just it's scary because we don't know the extensive nature of this virus, and it's like you keep hearing things and no one knows. Like, there's no straight up answer, and I've had so many people affected by this personally, so it's like I've seen it firsthand. So it's like you can't tell me that this isn't a real thing. So I don't know what to believe. I don't think anybody knows what to believe, and I think that's like the scariness of it all.
You hit on such an excellent point. We have gotten so much like contradictory information about what's happening with this pandemic that the people don't know what to do, and they're going out there now like something has changed since March. And I'm just like, there are so many people out there gathering, not wearing a mask. And I'm like, do y'all realize nothing has changed since March? The virus is still out there. I mean, you're not safe. I mean, you are risking it all just to like relive your life. I mean, it ain't gonna matter if you're 12 or 6 feet under. So what is going on? Like, but again, I think that goes to our leaders not really giving us a clear path of what to do, and just everybody has their own little thoughts and opinions about the virus, but nobody has come out with a standardized response to how we should react. And that's I think that is the biggest problem, Justine, that we have no standardized response as to how to deal with this virus, and it's creating a lot of chaos and havoc.
I mean, I can't even imagine being a leader and trying to deal with this. Like, just taking it a step back and being like, oh my God, like they don't know what to do.
Right.
We don't know what to do. They don't know what to say to us. So it's just so much chaos. So I just think kind of using that common sense of, if you're around people, wear a mask. Like, it's not a political statement. It's just, I mean, I'm kind of into the masks. I'm like, cool. I don't have to wear makeup now. I'm like, nobody even cares. I'm like just chilling. It's like, cool. This is great.
Justine out here like, you can't see me.
Like, this is great. I'm incognito. But it's really funny because I've actually my sister, we've had people recognize us. They're like, oh yeah, we saw those eyes. We know. I'm like, hi. And then people are coming in for hugs. I'm like, wait, no, we don't do that anymore.
Whoa. Fall back. Tell you guys to fall back. Exactly. I know. Air high five. There you go. What are they doing out here? Oh my God. See?
I mean, but you just kind of resort back to like what we did before. Everything is so different and so confusing, but I don't know. But going back to talking about those in-person events, I mean, I feel like things will now be so much cleaner and safer, and just having that distance, I feel like it will keep everyone safe from any types of like getting sickness. Like a CES every year, everyone is always sick for weeks and weeks. So this was actually the first CES I wasn't like deathly ill, which was crazy. So speaking
of CES, Justine, they are planning to go ahead with it this year. What do you think about that? Are you planning to attend?
I don't think so. I think I'm not going to go anywhere for just a very long time. Yeah. And I love being home. So this is like, I've worked so hard to work up the courage to be a person that is an extrovert. I thrive inside here.
What? What?
This is my home.
Whoa. Time out. Stop the podcast. Did you just say that you enjoy being at home as much as you travel?
I love it.
Oh my Lord. Wow. I would have never have thought that.
It takes so much effort for me to be like excited and going outside. So I finally feel like I was at a place where I was doing really well. And then now I'm like forced to stay inside. I'm like, yes, this is where I love this.
Oh my.
Spoiler. No, I know.
Before the pandemic, I couldn't catch you at home. You were traveling everywhere. So I figured like, man, you love traveling, but you're like, I like being at home. I'm like, wow.
I do. But I mean, I also love to travel, but a lot of it too is for work. So it's like, I didn't have a choice. It was like, do I take this project or do I sit at home and not take the project? So it's kind of like that fine balance. And so, yeah.
It's so funny you said that because I remember I asked Andrew Edwards the same thing and he told me the same thing. He loved being at home. And I'm like, as much as you travel, like it seems like you love traveling, but he's like, no, man, I love being at home. I'm like, wow, okay.
I know.
Interesting.
It's pretty great because I don't know, but I mean, I do miss, my sister and I love Hawaii. And a lot of times we would kind of revolve our travel or fun like events or places that we wanted to go around different tech events or like tech releases. So if the new iPhone came out, we would try to go to Hawaii because it's so great to cover something in such a beautiful place like that. So we'd be able to make excuses of why we would travel. And so, but yeah, it has been nice to be home just to kind of feel that sort of calm, grounded nature, get into live streaming so I can just yell at my video games.
I can understand that because, like I said, as much as you and the rest of the creators travel, it must be nice to have a period of time where you don't have to worry about going anywhere. You can just sit at home, you can relax, and just kick your feet up, do whatever you want to do, not have to worry about any brand obligation like sending you to a different place each and every month or thing. So I understand why you enjoy being at home. I get it. I truly do.
Yeah, and I feel like we actually are getting more work done too because we have more time to sit and plan and have shoots and not have to. I guess, it's a very unhealthy lifestyle that a lot of us were leading. I mean, you would be traveling around the world and then come home and have to shoot for days and then edit for days and no sleep. And it's like, what are we doing? Especially because a lot of people do have smaller teams. I mean, it's usually just me, my sister, and then Tyler. Like that's like it. That's all we usually have. So it's, I know a lot of people have a bunch of editors and stuff like that. But I mean, some of us were just, I like keeping a small team and keeping it sort of like our vision, really.
Okay, so obviously you have been a creator for a long time. I'm about to go into my third year here and come January. But you said earlier that you just now, 11, 12 years into the game, you just now handed off your editing duties to somebody else not named iJustine. I understand why you held on so long because I feel like when I get to go into Final Cut Pro and edit the video the way I want to, I can kind of add my own pizzazz, my own flair to the video. And especially it's useful when I feel like I shot a crappy video, but I can go into Final Cut Pro and chop it up and add a different effects and whatever to it. And then it comes out to be a decent video, much more better than what it was when I shot it in real time. So exactly. talk about your holding off for so long, but finally letting go of the editing duties for your content.
Yeah, I definitely still edit some. So it's not like he does he does a lot. So sometimes we'll also kind of tag team a video where he'll take a first pass at it and then he'll be like, okay, check it out. And then with PostLab, I could just go in, download the library, and it's like we're editing at the same time. So I'll go in, maybe add some color, edit the audio, make a few tweaks here and there. And I'll be like, okay, well, I close the library as it's back up, check it out. And then he'll go in, make a few other changes. Or some of the reviews, I think like for the iPad one specifically, the iPad Pro, he started editing the first half and then I started editing the last half because it was such a long, extensive video that we then, once his half was done and my half was done, I then just took both of them and put them together. And then we did one final pass and it was done. So it's really fun because it's a whole different way, I think, of editing. And like you said, a lot of times, the amount of times that I mess up in my videos is it's crazy.
Oh, man.
I think we all know.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, why can't I say this word? It doesn't make sense. But being able to kind of go in and sort of have that final say and be able to just go in and take one final pass. And then a lot of times with PostLab, I cannot say it. This is not sponsored. I just absolutely love them. They're so great. I can go in and export the final file so he doesn't have to worry about uploading it anywhere. I just export it directly and then upload it. So yeah, I don't know why I waited so long. I just couldn't find somebody who really was just like, I don't know, not only like a really cool person, but kind of got my style and that was willing to kind of interject when he thought that this might have been a better idea. I don't know. It just all worked out great. So I'm just very grateful to finally have somebody that kind of gets it.
So let's talk about shooting videos in real time. You've probably done thousands of videos. I've done hundreds of videos. Why is it that we've done this so much, Justine, but we still mess up every video? Why can't we get it right?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Man.
There are some days where, especially with WWDC, I don't know, I was exceptionally tired that week. And nothing that I was saying was making any sense. And then, I shot this whole video and I took my contacts out because I was so tired. And I just thought that my screen was blurry because I couldn't see, but it was out of focus, the whole entire thing. And then Tyler was editing, so he wasn't looking at the screen. And then I came downstairs. I was like, I thought I just couldn't see, but it was out of focus. I mean, I was laughing, but also crying at the same time because we shot 5 videos that day. I know we've all been there.
Oh man. I think I might have had a video or two where my audio was like missing. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I always try to shoot backup audio, but then it's just then that fails, and you're like, what am I doing? Do it again.
I got a buddy in the chat, CJ Knows Tech, who just super chatted. Thank you, CJ. But he is definitely a proponent of having a backup audio, and I can understand, because when that primary audio fails, you got to have a backup. Otherwise, it's a world of hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, even if I usually have like just a shotgun mic that's maybe even further away, it's not as good. But I'm like, at least it's something. Can at least save the video. Definitely.
Oh, let's talk about that, because as you know, I had that for the first time the other day. I'm like, you know what? I just didn't drink this thing so many times. Yes, I've seen you drink it so many times. I walked into an Amazon Go in downtown Chicago the other day. I'm like, oh, that's yerba mate. I'm gonna get some of that. So I had some. Like,
that is so funny. What kind did you have? Did you had the mint? I think
I had the mint, but I brought two. I brought the mint and I brought the Rebel Berry, like you said.
Okay, and did you like the Rebel Berry?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not that I don't like it. Like there are just certain things that we get excited about. I know you are over the moon about this stuff. I think it's good. I'm not gonna get over the moon about it, but it was good. Now I just think, you know what I do get over the moon about though?
What's that?
I get over the moon about Bay. Now you probably don't know what Bay is, but I'll explain Bay to you. Anybody that followed me for the last 2 years know who Bay is or what Bay is. Bay, Justine, is the s'more frappuccino at Starbucks. Have you ever had it? I'm sure you had it, right?
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh, tell him, Justine. Tell him how good Bay is. Tell him.
No, it's very good. But how many grams of sugar is in Bay?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. That's not the question, Justine.
I'm just curious. Because also the yerba mate also has a lot of sugar. Like for a while, I was doing no sugar. The only sugar that I would be allowed was, I guess, my Bay. But this has, so this is still a lot. This has 27 grams of sugar in it. Like, it's still a lot.
That's a lot, but not nearly as some of these Starbucks Frappuccinos. Those have a lot more than that.
That's probably what? Should we look it up?
I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, I won't tell you.
Yeah, I already know, but yeah, it's not healthy. It's not healthy.
That's okay.
I try to get it in moderation though. I mean, the more Frappuccino is the seasonal drink anyway.
Usually get?
Venti, always Venti, always.
But do you get whipped cream on it? Because if you don't get whipped cream, you could probably save some sugar there.
So I get whipped cream, but I don't like whipped cream, so I tell them to put it on the bottom only, because because here's the thing, I don't like whipped cream, but I found that it kind of adds to the composition of the drink, so it makes it taste better. So I'm like, just put it on the bottom, don't put it on the top. As long as I don't see it, Justine, I'm okay with it. But if it's on the top, then I go into the iJustine Call of Duty rage. If I see it on the top, it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all.
That is really funny. Okay, so it's not that. I mean, well, it's not good. Okay, we just won't talk about it. There's no sugar. It's free. It's healthy.
Yeah, nothing comes between me and Bay. They know.
Yeah, that's like me and the yerba. I know, and I've been drinking 2 a day, which is I'm not proud of it, but whatever. I mean, I could be doing worse things. So
I know you like Starbucks. So what is your Starbucks drink of choice?
I honestly just usually will do I will get a tall black coffee in a grande cup.
Okay.
And sometimes they just fill up the grande cup and they still charge you for a tall. But the reason that I do that is I want room so that I don't spill it all over myself. So I'm like, you guys defeated the purpose.
Right. That's
But
actually pretty smart.
As for like a sweet drink, I like the chai lattes and sometimes with a shot of espresso. But sometimes they put too much espresso in it and then it doesn't taste good. So I'll just go with the chai. But the chai lattes are so good.
No doubt. The like-minded Starbucks individuals. We Starbucks individuals unite, baby. We unite.
I've hardly been to Starbucks much during quarantine because I just got this new coffee maker and it is so good. It's called a spin coffee maker. I'm working on a video. It was I think it was a Kickstarter, and they've been in development for like 5 years, and it makes the most incredible coffee. Like I've been losing my mind over the past couple of weeks. It's so good.
Okay. Yeah, it's nice to be able to make your coffee at home, but I mean,
nothing compared to that. To the Starbucks chai latte, though.
Yeah, and some people be like, you can make your own s'mores. I'm like, no. I want it from Starbucks. No, I gotta go to Starbucks to get my bay. I can't make.
You can't. Like I could just make like a simple espresso or something like that, but you can't make a s'mores like frappuccino at home. Like it's not gonna be the same. You're not gonna have the cup. You're not gonna have the experience.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, I get you. Now, do you usually order ahead on the app? Because sometimes I feel like they're gonna mess up your whipped cream if you do that.
I can order ahead on every drink but the s'more frap. I cannot order ahead on the s'more because they don't have the option in the app to make it the way I want. So I have to order that in person, unfortunately.
The struggle. Yeah. How will we survive? I don't know.
I know. First world problems, right? I know.
What is your favorite Starbucks like snack? Do you get like snacks there? Because I love their breakfast sandwiches.
The cinnamon bun is good. My go-to lately has been the double chocolate chunk brownie.
I really like it's usually around Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's the cranberry bliss bar.
Okay.
So good. Oh wow. I could talk about Starbucks all day.
I could too. I think they will get bored though. All right, so let's transition back into technology. Obviously the iPhone 12 is coming later this year. So what would you like to see come with the iPhone 12, Justine, that we have not seen on an iPhone yet?
In-screen fingerprint. Well, I think we need it. Like, I mean, at this point, especially with just the masks, like my phone has been so annoying. Like I've been using the iPhone SE when I'm out because it actually has the fingerprint sensor. So I definitely think that is going to be kind of important moving forward. Obviously 5G. I know people are talking about potentially not having any ports, which would be kind of interesting.
That'd be scary.
I don't actually ever plug my phone in anymore.
Oh, you're wireless charger all the way, huh? Okay.
Yeah. And the battery life on the 11 Pro Max is so good that I don't ever end up using a Mophie when I guess I don't go anywhere anymore. So
let's talk about iPhone battery because it's your fault that I had to go out and buy that iPhone Smart battery because I saw you rocking in a few of your videos. Like, especially you had the white one. I'm like, damn, that looks good. So I went out and got one for myself, and those are nice. They're pricey, but they're so nice.
It is, man. But it's so big. Like just even adding any of the phone battery charger cases are so massive. But I feel like everything has changed now that like no one's going anywhere.
Right.
Like
don't really need it right now. Right.
No, I just drop my phone on my wireless charger. It's great. I'm like walking around the house. Okay, I'll charge it while I'm sitting here. So I just feel like everything has just shifted so much.
So let's talk about your thoughts on leaks. My friend John Prosser has been dropping a ton of Apple leaks this year. So are you of the mindset, Justine, that leaks kind of mess up the tech industry and tech events, or are you a fan of leaks? Or what are your thoughts overall about leaks in general?
I mean, I think they're going to happen anyway. So, I feel like it's just a part of that. And I think Apple has done such a great job, well, previously, to keeping everything so secretive. I mean, at this point, everything's been getting leaked so quickly. But it is surprising to see some of the things that aren't leaked. So it's kind of exciting just to see like what to expect when the day is actually there that we find out like, what did you guys not leak?
Let me tell you what happened to me on Monday afternoon at WWDC 2020. So Justine, I have been complaining on YouTube for the past 2 years about the lack of picture-in-picture on iPhone. It infuriated me to no end, Justine, because we've had plus-size iPhones since 2014, but up until Monday, I feel like the extra screen real estate has been wasted because iPhones have no true multitasking, no picture-in-picture, none of the special features that we get on Android. And for whatever reason this year, there's been a lot of Apple stuff leaked, but nobody, Justine, and I mean nobody, leaked picture-in-picture. So when Craig Federighi walked on stage, Justine, and said picture-in-picture, I was like, what? Are you serious? Oh my God, yes! It was a party, Justine. I kid you not. I was having an eternal party. I was like, yes! So,
wait, I feel like I saw some leaks like a week before about picture in picture.
No, I didn't. Well, we didn't. I must have missed those leaks. I didn't see them at all.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you had an exciting moment. That's amazing, though.
So somebody knew about this, and how did I miss this?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think I saw it on like Mac Rumors, maybe. I'm pretty sure it was in like a very fine print of some things that potentially could have. But that excitement is, I mean, that's what it really is all about. Like, easily something that could slip through the cracks, but like that's amazing. Like just to be able to have that moment of like, I didn't even know.
Yeah. Like, I was just getting so mad. Like every year that they didn't have it, I was getting mad because it was on iPad. Because on iPad, obviously you could do picture in picture. And I'm thinking to myself, it's the same damn code. The code for iOS on iPhone is the same code, or at least the base code is the same for iPad. Why can't you port this feature over to iPhone if it's already on iPad? So finally, we got it on Monday, and I'm just like, yes.
I know, it's great. I mean, I've been enjoying the beta, actually. I like it a lot. I love being able to switch the widgets, and I have the beta running on my smaller phone too. So even having picture in picture on the smaller phone is great.
Right.
Speaking of which, it's dead, so I'm gonna just charge that over there.
All right, we're about to find out how gangster iJustine is. Are you that gangster that you run betas on your main iPhone?
No, not recently. I used to maybe like beta 5. Maybe I would, but now I don't anymore because one of my friends had some problems porting like their new phone over to like the latest OS, and then they lost all of their stuff. So I don't do that anymore. I'm too afraid because it's like my phone is my baby. I have all my things on there, so I don't.
Yes.
Public beta. Yes, I'll do it.
Oh, okay. I think it was the year before last. I put a beta on my main device, and my banking app wouldn't work. I'm like, oh damn. So,
oh no.
Yeah. Not doing it anymore, but I have the beta on my iPhone SE 2020 though, and it's working great. Like you said, it is such a stable beta, runs a lot better than anything on iOS 13 so far. So we're making progress, Apple. We're making progress.
Yeah, it's running really well. I was quite surprised.
Definitely. So earlier we talked about the YouTube algorithm and YouTube being up and down, but like I said, you have managed to stay relevant on the internet, on YouTube for over a decade. So talk to us about how you've managed to stay relevant for so long when everything changing constantly, but there's still iJustine at the forefront of technology and being a personality on the internet. How have you managed to stay relevant for so long?
I mean, I feel like there are the ups and downs. So there are some times where I feel like I'm doing terrible and like no one's seeing my videos. I'm like, well, I'll just post another one tomorrow. Maybe that one will do better. So it really is just keeping that consistency. And I used to love doing vlogs. Like vlogging was so much fun, just going around talking about my day, showing people stuff and traveling. And then it was weird because like the vlogging, that format just wasn't, either YouTube didn't like it, but I feel like the audience was upset when I stopped vlogging. But I was like, but you guys weren't seeing them. You weren't watching them. So I kind of switched how I vlogged. I would kind of disguise them as tech reviews. So if I was talking about a camera, I would use that as an excuse to go out and vlog. Or if I'm doing a camera review, I can kind of, fit a vlog into that. So I think it's just kind of shifting and changing and seeing what people like and taking suggestions and listening to the audience, really. I know they miss cooking videos, but it was weird because I started doing these cooking and baking videos whenever there would be a slow season in tech. But for the past 2 years, it has been nonstop. Like there is new stuff coming out so often that there's no downtime anymore. It's all just tech. So I don't know, it's been fun, and I still love doing the cooking stuff, but God, the messes that I made, it's just, I don't want to clean them up anymore.
Was it you or somebody else that tried to bake a cake with the flamethrower or the not a flamethrower?
We definitely, I've done a lot with the flamethrower. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, actually, yes, I did in my backyard. I think with Sam, we did. We did it for Valentine's Day. That's right. I was like, wait, we did. It worked.
It worked all right.
He's like, we should eat this. Well, we made 2 of them, so I actually baked one, and then we ate the other one. But then I was like, we can't tell people that we're eating this because somebody else is going to eat this and die because the propane is all over this cake. So we had to let them know that it was fake. But
right, we can't be putting people in harm's way. We can't be doing that. Not at all. So you used to do a series of videos back in the day. I don't know what the specifics of those videos were, but the toy for top videos, I used to love watching you and Jenna go around stores, putting toys in shopping carts for kids at Christmas. Are those videos ever coming back, or was that like some type of brand thing or something?
No, I think or maybe it was the year before. I think I did that one just on my own. And then the one year, I forget who sponsored it, but they just gave us like a bunch of gift cards and were like, go ahead and pick out a bunch of stuff for kids. I was like, this is great. So I would love to do that again. And then in Pittsburgh, back where I'm from, they used to have this thing called Stuff a Bus. So they would stuff buses just full of toys. And so every year my sister and I would also do that and participate. So it's always, fun to do those kinds of things around the holidays, because it's like when people need these things the most. And yeah, we should think of something fun to do this year. That'd be great.
Yeah, like I said, I used to love watching those videos, watching you and Jenna like run around stores with glee, like dropping things in shopping carts. Those videos were so awesome, man. So awesome.
I was like, what do we do with all this stuff? It's not going to fit in my car. Thankfully, I think the one year we made sure that we found the place that we were going to do the drop off, and it was very close. So we were able to just kind of leave Toys R Us, rest in peace, Toys R Us, and then go to the drop off center.
Definitely. Okay, so every year at the end of the year, either Super Staff or Danny, they do these master collabs. They ask all the different creators what their favorite smartphones are, and we all know that you usually pick iPhone, but I know you don't use only on iPhones. I know you use Android, so I guess I'll ask you right now: what is your favorite Android device?
I had been using the S20 for a while, but right now I think I popped the SIM card out. So now I'm using so now I have two iPhones, like, as iJustine would. The OnePlus 8, I love the OnePlus phones. I think what they've been doing sort of in that marketplace has been amazing. And then I really want to get that new Samsung BTS phone. It's like a beautiful, like purple pink color. It was the S20 that I'd wanted from the beginning.
Okay.
So nice.
Now, the one Android phone that I'm definitely interested in this year is the successor to the Galaxy Fold. The Fold 2 is supposed to be coming in a month or so. I don't know. But what are your thoughts on foldables as a whole?
Oh, yeah. The flip phone was great. Was that this year? How was it?
Yeah, that was this year.
I can't believe it. Oh, my goodness. This year is it is honestly such a blur. I think that was one of the actual last sort of real stores that I went to. Now that I'm thinking about it, to pick up that phone. But that phone was really great. Like just the feel of the flip. Like it was just, now I'm like doing the action like I have the phone in my hand. But I think it's an interesting concept. So the Fold is going to be, I never actually had the first Fold. So, but I like the flip. So we'll see. I don't know.
And of course, on cue, we have the world's most accurate Samsung insider, Max Weinbach, in the chat here. And he's saying September 18th for the Fold 2. All right, Max. You're usually 99% right about these Samsung leads. So I guess we're going to see the Fold 2 on September 18th. All right. Let's go,
that is going to be here before we know it. I feel like September, October is like iPhone season. That's the only thing that I'm like focusing on.
I've been trying to tell people pretty much all year that iPhone will be late this year. Will you like let the people know that iPhone will not be on time this year? There's just no way.
I have no idea. I don't know anything anymore. I'm like, nope, don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll be on time. Maybe it won't. I don't know how it will be. I don't know how any of these phones will actually be on time.
I don't think so. I think we've heard about delays in production and things like that. I find it hard to believe that Apple will deliver the iPhone on time this year. So, but obviously it's coming, of course, but I don't think it's going to come in September. Now, obviously they'll have the keynote in September, but the phone itself won't probably arrive until October or November, I'm guessing.
Yeah, or there'll be like a limited run. So it'll be like hard to get, like back in the day when we'd have to sleep outside for iPhones. I don't want to ever do that again.
I watched the video. I think you stayed outside with some 50 some odd hours, I think, for the iPhone 6, I believe, or one of those iPhones.
Yeah, that was...
You were first in line, too. I remember that.
Dedicated. Very dedicated. Yeah, there was nobody else in line. So I was like, Jenna, we have to go. Let's go. And she got like heat stroke. She was so sick. I was like, no, you can't leave. You got to stay here. Like, all right.
I was like, no, you stay right here.
We had like pizza being delivered to the Apple store. It was crazy.
It's funny. I stayed in line for iPhone, but I only had to wait like maybe a half an hour or so because I live in the burbs, so it's a little easier. But I will say that I stayed in line 8 hours for the PlayStation 4 when it came out because my dumb self didn't pre-order it, so that was a mistake. I won't make again. So that was crazy. I got one, but I had to wait eight hours in line on a particularly cold day to get one. So that was not the most comfortable thing in the world. So we know the PlayStation 5 just got unveiled, Justine. What do you think about the PlayStation 5?
I'm excited. I mean, I'm definitely more of an Xbox person, just mostly because that's what most of my friends play. Yep. But I like the PlayStation. I like the look of it. And I think it was a PlayStation 3 that I slept outside. Well, I slept inside a Walmart for 24 hours for that one. And then I was in college, didn't have a job, had no money. So we ended up turning that a profit in the parking lot. It was like around Christmas, I think. So we ended up selling the PlayStation for $2,000. And then I was able to live for like the rest of the year. So I didn't have my PlayStation at the time, but I could survive in college.
There you go. There you go. Hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Definitely.
I was like, man, do I want to play games or do I want to eat? I love food, so I'll just stick with the old PlayStation.
Definitely. So, I want to talk about something that I just found out about you a few months ago, that something that you've been doing for a while now, but you didn't really let anybody know until recently. And that is you have taken up jujitsu.
Yes.
So talk about how you came into doing jujitsu.
Oh my God, I love talking about it, but it's like no one knew that I was doing it, so I didn't have anybody to talk about to. So there was like this building that was just going up like in Los Angeles, like, oh, this place looks really cool. I was like, is it gonna be an office building? Maybe I can rent it. And then it turned out to be a jujitsu place, and I'd always been very interested in jujitsu. I'm a huge Tool fan, so Maynard would always talk about his love for jujitsu and, you know, how it's helped out in his life. And then I just kind of walked in one day, started training, and it was a very humbling experience just because going into someplace and not knowing absolutely anything. Like I have never felt so incredibly uncomfortable. I mean, to the point that I wanted to quit every single day, but I was like, no, you're going to stick with this. And I'm so glad that I did, because now I feel like it's taught me so much about myself, patience, just strategy. And I started doing that instead of playing video games, really. So that's actually why I stopped playing video games, because it was so much of a mental challenge and also a physical challenge that it kind of filled that void of video games. But I love it. So we've just recently started kind of doing some social distance training again the past couple of weeks. So it's been good. Just not the same though. Yeah,
I know our buddy Renee Ritchie. I think he has a black belt or something in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I think you just got your purple belt or something like that.
I wish purple belt, no, but I got my blue belt, and then the whole world shut down. So I was like, no. But yeah, it took me about 2 years, but it's so much dedication because there's so much to learn, and it's just I'm just grateful for like my incredible instructors there and just people that have been super helpful. And it's also very interesting because no one knew anything about me or what I did. It was just like when you're on those mats, like there's nothing, like there's no judgment. It's just such a freeing place for everybody because it's like you just go train, and I don't know. It's really hard to explain unless you've ever trained before in that sort of capacity. But
wait.
I love it.
Wait. You walked into a building and nobody knew who you were? Are you telling me this?
Well, it's interesting though. A couple people finally did. Well, I told some of the instructors, like they obviously knew what I did, but a lot of the people there, they didn't. And then finally, I think it was during like iPhone season when a bunch of my videos were on the front page of YouTube. One of the people were like, "Are you the same Justine that?" Because I just saw somebody on YouTube. Are you that same person? Like I won't tell anybody, but isn't? I was like, yeah. But I don't know. But it's cool because again, I mean, I'm not like this big celebrity where everybody knows who I am, but like in the sort of weird little tech community that we're in, you know, you are. But so to be able to go to a place and just be like, to be able to be yourself and not be that person that people think you are, I guess, is so cool. It's cool.
So you mean to tell me when you're walking around in public that you're not recognized on a regular basis, really?
Well, I don't walk around in public anymore.
You know what I mean.
No, I know. I'm just kidding. There are some times, but it's mostly like little girls too, which is really cool. And like, I don't know. It's really heartwarming too, because a lot of times I'll see them like pointing and then like their mom will end up coming over and say, "Hey, my daughter wants to say hi." And I don't know. I think that's it's always most rewarding too, because they're always so nervous and scared, but usually everybody's super nice and cool. So I don't know. It's a strange experience because you just sort of feel like you're so connected with these people, and I don't know, and you just watch them online. It's a very strange thing.
That is pretty cool. Like I said earlier, it is so awesome that little girls have you to look up to if they want to be an attack or they want to be a successful woman or whatever the case may be. You are there to provide that beacon for little girls, and I just think it's amazing because if anybody is a role model worth looking up to, it's definitely you. So keep going, little girl. Keep going.
Now I want all these girls to get into jiu-jitsu because I'm telling you what, man.
Oh man, watch out, world! Woo. I just see the warriors on the street.
It teaches you so much. Like, just it's so crazy just how it just has such an impact. I feel like in your entire life, like it changes everything.
I just think wants the warrior army on the streets, y'all. She's not messing around.
It's a gentle art.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the big thing about martial arts, though. It's all about discipline. It's not about going out there and hurting people. It's about discipline. So if you don't have the discipline,
it's just being able to have those Exactly. The discipline is I think the hardest part, especially with all the traveling that I was doing. It was like I was looking forward to going home so that I can continue training and kind of bettering myself at that craft.
Definitely. So you are the queen of collaborations, especially on YouTube. I have discovered so many new creators because of watching your videos. I never knew who Sarah Dietschy was. I didn't know who Casey Neistat was. I didn't know who Nadeshot was. I didn't know any of these people before I saw them in your videos. So obviously you have no problem collaborating with your fellow creators. I mean, you've done it for such a long time. And I know some people kind of disagree with the way I went about trying to get your attention on Twitter. But talk about how you go about like collaborating with people. Like, let's say like if a small up and coming creator wants to collaborate with iJustine, what do you think is like the best way to go about doing that? Because I mean, obviously you are so busy, you get so many requests and things like that, but talk about how you approach collaborations and what somebody should do if they want to collaborate with you.
Yeah, it's interesting. So when you were talking about that, I mean, I've definitely seen your guys' tweets, but it's weird because it's either a good thing about me or a very bad thing. Unless I can dedicate 100% of myself to something, it's like I sort of just, it's not good. I ignore it until I can actually focus on it. So it's kind of like, okay, I see it. I need to go back to it. But then like, I can't focus 100%. So then I have to focus on something else. So it's like, you're all these different places. So I feel like you're trying to get people's attention. I mean, you guys did it. It worked. And I'm so glad that like I was able to actually just make this happen and I could give this, all of my attention. But I think, consistency and sometimes reaching out to people's managers. I think that's actually a lot of how some collabs actually end up happening. They will just coordinate through like my management team or something like that, or going through like the business link that I can then forward on and then be able to sort of go that route. But I think a lot of it is just sort of engaging with their communities and just making them known of like your work. And then I think before meeting people in person was sort of where we would make collabs sort of happen, just to like have that in-person connection of like, cool, yeah, okay, we vibe, this is great, let's make a video. Because I know I've had some friends where they've collabed with people and they've never met before, and then you get in person and then the person is completely different and you're like, oh, this is not working out on camera. So I don't know, I think just trying to engage with sort of their audience and being consistent, it'll all work out eventually.
Definitely. Okay. So I am pretty sure that before you came on this podcast with me tonight, you vetted me. Am I right or am I wrong?
Of course.
I love it. I love when people prove me right. I've been telling people, like, it's so funny. I've been telling people for the longest now, when you reach out to bigger creators and you want to collab, please believe me when I tell you they're going to vet you. Nobody's putting their face on your channel without vetting you. They don't want to be a part of some crazy stuff that can happen. They're vetting you, man. Can you please talk to us more about how that works, Justine? Because obviously, like I said, you're not putting your face on any other, especially a creator you don't really know. You're not putting your face on their channel without vetting them.
For sure. No. And then I started following you and I was like seeing your tweets. I'm like, okay, you're interacting with the community. Okay, you're cool. You're nice. I watched some of your videos, and I think that's sort of just how it happens sort of naturally too, and I think, what you've created and your passion for tech, I mean, it shows through. And I think that's such an important thing. And obviously, your consistency, especially with 100 episodes of your podcast, like that's incredible. That's shows the time and dedication that you've put into your craft. And it's not like you've just been like, I started my podcast today. Hey, Justine, come on it. It's like showing, No, maybe I would have. Who knows? If I was able to focus 100%, maybe on day 2 of your podcast, maybe it would have worked out. But I think just showing that you've had such consistency is amazing, and you're obviously passionate about it. So congrats! Like, this is amazing.
Again, thank you for taking the time to join me today. But again, like I said, you just can't reach out without having a body of work. You need to have a resume. I mean, people aren't going to work with you if you just started your YouTube channel yesterday and you're like, hey, Justine, come work with me. She's gonna look at you like, who are you? I'm like, no, that's not the way it works. You got to put in the work. You got to put in your time, pay your dues if you want to collaborate with some of these other creators. I'm the same way. If you want to collaborate with me, I'm checking you out, man. That's just the way it is.
For sure. And I think just, again, like you said, you have to have that consistent, just the body of work to show that this is something that you're serious about and you're not just going to start a channel and then tomorrow quit.
Exactly. Absolutely. So I've kept you here for an hour. Do we have time for you to answer some questions from the chat? And I'm pretty sure they would love to ask you some questions.
Yeah, sure. I just need to make an Animal Crossing video before my sun goes down in my game.
We're
good. We still have a little bit of time.
Okay. All right, you all. I have pretty much I ran down my entire list, which is kind of crazy. But I'm opening up the floor for you guys to ask her some questions. So if you got any questions for iJustine, speak up now or forever hold your peace. Because if she was live streaming, it ain't happening. So we got 168 people in here. I can probably catch most of them. So fire away, baby. Fire away.
Yeah, let's go. Everybody should try yerba mate, not sponsored.
All right, first off the bat is Matt. He said, what you think about 4K 120 frames per second and 240 frames per second slow-mo for iPhone 12 leak?
It's so hard to have. Obviously, the iPhone, like the quality looks good, but getting 120, 240, 4K to look as good as you can get on, a mirrorless camera, I'm here for it. I'm excited, but will it look as good as something on like a better camera is what I'm interested to see.
Definitely. Okay.
Oh, Drew loves the tea. Yeah, Drew. Wait, this tea, or is there some sort of like secret tea? Like
no, he's probably talking about that one. Definitely. Let me see. Oh, wait, why did I miss him? All right, here we go. Renee wants to know choke or armbar. What's your high percentage finish?
Percentage of finish. Probably a choke, I would say, because armbar, I always get really nervous and I'm afraid I'm going to break somebody's arm. So I'd probably rather than pass out than I break their arm. So.
I remember when you were on Nate Shot's show and you threatened to choke him out.
Oh yeah, and now I'm way more experienced, so he's in trouble. One of these days, Matt is gonna get it.
Get him! Don't hurt him too bad. Brandon wants to know: have you ever listened to the band Tesseract T?
No, I haven't. But I will now. I'm gonna make a note. Okay, here we go.
All right. The poet wants to know what has her so into Animal Crossing.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Animal Crossing. I had the plan. I knew that this would ruin my life. And since before I knew I'd probably be super busy and not in quarantine before all of this happened, I was going to give myself 2 weeks to play. And then, well, I haven't stopped. I'm at about 600 hours right now. So
Justine putting in that work.
Allowed. That's why I started live streaming, because if I didn't, no one would ever see me again.
Roberto Blake, what's up, man? He said, Justine, what's your favorite memory? What's your favorite memory of Camera Camp?
Oh my God, Camera Camp was so much fun. Honestly, I think it was probably the talk that I did where we had everybody turn off our phones, turn off our cameras, and just have a conversation. Just off camera, offline, say whatever you want. And it was great. It was amazing to be able to hear people's struggles and hear people's highs and hear people's lows and that we're all going through like the same thing, and to be able to sort of just, I don't know, have that special moment. So it was really fun. And just getting to see all the creators and just have a good time. And I'm so sad we can't do it this year because of obvious reasons.
Okay, Justine, very important question. What are your thoughts on popcorn? Are you a popcorn fan?
I will eat anything. Like, I love snacks and just so much. Oreo cheesecake popcorn. Yeah.
Okay, listen to me very carefully. Listen to me. You listening? My man LeBaron Burton is the owner of Popcorn World. He has been sending popcorn all over the tech community. I can attest, Justine, it is good. If you want some popcorn, Justine, let me know and I will have him tip you out whatever you want. He has 250 flavors of popcorn. Okay. 250 flavors of gourmet popcorn. If you want to go check out his website, it's doingtheworldofflavor.com. You can go check it out. It's legit. I mean, a lot of your friends have had this popcorn. I'm telling you, we can get you some if you want it. Just let me know. We will make it happen.
I'm already on the website.
We will make it happen, no doubt. It's so good, Justine. It's so good. It's so good.
I'm in. I'm down.
No doubt. I will give you his information in the DM, and you guys can.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
No doubt. Matt wants to know your favorite Tool song.
Oh my gosh. It's so hard to have a favorite Tool song. I was actually so incredibly impressed with their new album. I know there was a lot of discrepancy of if people, like some people didn't like it, the old school fans didn't like it, but I loved their new album so much. I mean, we waited so long for that album that I was like, I can't believe it. And the fact that they then ended up putting it on like streaming platforms, like that's something that we never thought we would ever see. Ever.
I remember that day. You were so excited.
It was. All I did was listen to Tool like for months straight.
Oh, I believe it.
I was supposed to go to their concert and then they canceled all the shows.
All right, where?
Maybe one of these days we'll see them again.
Okay, now I lost track because let's do it. MX Master 3 doesn't like me right now. Okay, hold on. Nope. Okay, I got
I'm
it.
still thinking about that popcorn now.
Oh, we gonna get you some, no doubt, no doubt.
Great.
Michael wants to know your
Sure,
favorite
go
Android
for it.
device. I think we talked about this earlier. Right now you're rocking the S20, right?
Yeah. But man,
Okay.
the Flip, the Samsung Flip was pretty incredible. I will say now that I'm thinking about it, it was a way cooler device than I thought.
All right, another important question. What I was talking to you about earlier. Do you think you could be in a live tech debate? You think
Maybe.
you maybe?
I'm easily swayed, so I'll probably be like, yeah, you're right, you win. So-
No! That's not how it works, Justine. You got to battle.
You've got a good point. You're
No.
right.
All right, Justine. How it works. They throw out an argument, and then one person chooses one side of the argument, and the other person has to argue the other side of the argument. And whoever has the most convincing argument to the judges, that's who wins the round. So you can't agree.
Do I have to believe in my argument?
No, you don't have to believe. You just have to make it convincing.
Okay.
Sound convincing.
Okay. 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 Good to know. Good to know.
Let's see. Mike wants to know: do you see another platform taking off besides YouTube for videos, at least?
I don't know. I mean, I've been posting like YouTube stuff, or not YouTube, but like videos on Twitter for a while, and like that was kind of cool. But I just feel like I don't think there's anything sort of comparable to YouTube right now, especially as far as like the community goes. Like there's just that audience and discoverability is something you can't get anywhere else.
Definitely. All right, James wants to know: when do you think Apple will bring out a foldable?
When they can be sure that it is perfect.
Yep, pretty much.
It's like right now, I mean, what the Flip was 200,000 folds, I think, or was it less? I don't remember. It wasn't.
It was supposedly rated for 200,000, but I think CNET broke it in less time than that. So
Yeah, me and my sister, she wanted to do a live stream of us folding it 200,000 times, but I was like, that's going to take too long.
all right, are you familiar with Greg Gadgets or Travis MCP?
I am not, but I'm going to have to do some research after this.
Yeah, they have like a nice little funny internal battle, and they have a podcast called GadgetCast. You might like it. You should check it out.
I will.
Let's see. Stetson wants to know: what cell phone plans are you both using? Oh, your boy Viper's unlimited, man. I gotta have unlimited.
Same. Yeah, I mean, I'm like grandfathered in from like the oldest AT&T version that I've had.
Yeah. And I'm on Verizon, as you guys know. So yeah, definitely unlimited. Gotta have unlimited. Got to. All right, what else we got? Clement wants to know: what do you think about the LiDAR scanner?
I mean, it's cool. Have I used it very much at all? No. But I think for, people doing AR and different types of games and stuff like that, it's going to be really interesting. And the fact that that is built into an iPad is pretty fascinating. So the future of that will be interesting.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that data, like we were mentioning, some leaks is going to be going to the development of their AR glasses. So definitely intriguing stuff.
For sure.
All right. So Nulu wants to know: what leak are you really hoping becomes reality?
Man, I haven't even looked at any of the most recent leaks. I feel like I'm just like, I kind of wait until there's some new ones. But I mean, I think the in-screen fingerprint, I think that was a leak that was potential. I know USB-C before, but now they're saying no ports. The 5G. What were some of the other recent leaks? I'm not even sure of what any of the newer ones.
As far as iPhone, they're talking about 120 hertz refresh rate is seemingly confirmed for iPhone 12 or 12 Pro anyway.
Yeah, I feel like at this point they would have to do that. Just there's been so many phones with it that, come on now. I'm doing a little search here to see what we got.
All right, while you search that, Technominute wants to know: who's your favorite underrated creator?
Favorite underrated creator? Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to think about that. Actually, it's crazy because you see so many different creators coming out of just the woodwork sometimes. And it's like, oh, this is so amazing. And I feel like a lot of times I find out about creators more on Twitter than on YouTube itself. And a lot of times I will even find creators just looking for like Sony settings and things like that. So you never know how you're going to find someone, which is kind of fascinating.
Definitely. It's funny because I had our buddy Farouk iPhone on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he said he found me by one of my Rich Wild videos. I'm like, what? That's how you found me?
That is hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Farouk is the best. Like
yes, he is.
I don't want to say he's underrated, but like he's so talented. The amount of time that he puts into videos and the amount of things that he covers, like his last Samsung review video, I mean, he picked apart absolutely everything. And like when you're watching them, like he takes you through like a storyline. Like he's very talented.
He is definitely legit. So our buddy Bandrew, aka Podcasting, wants to know if you can give a creator one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think obviously consistency is important, but if you feel like you're at a point where you're not enjoying what you're doing, this is what I did maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. Like I was like, why am I don't feel like I'm enjoying making videos anymore. And I'm like, why? Because I know I love this. And I was like, maybe it's the content. So I kind of just made a list. I was like, what are my 3 favorite things that I love? I love tech, I love food, and I love travel. So I just stopped and I basically just shifted my channel to just that. And then everything just kind of stemmed from there. Then I started making the cooking videos. I started doing travel vlogs. I started just focusing more on tech. And people can see when you're not enjoying making the content. Like if you're making content just to make it, just to be like, oh, this will make me money. Like it doesn't work that way. Like you might make some money, but you're going to be miserable and you're not going to be able to sustain what you're doing. So I think just like kind of go and just think about what you love and start making content about it.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Alex wants to know, how did you get involved in Call of Duty? I remember seeing an old video of you interviewing pro Call of Duty players after an event. And thank you for congrats.
I just love Call of Duty. So I just started playing. I started posting just Call of Duty gameplay videos. And then they needed a host for some of the tournaments. And then I started hosting all of those. And then probably the most fun that I had is we did sort of like this Call of Duty world tour where we went to like London, Australia, did like all these interviews with some of the COD players when they were doing the Call of Duty championship. And so I don't know, it just kind of happened. And then I was in like one of the Black Ops commercials. I was like, what is life right now? Like I'm in a video game, I'm in a commercial with Robert Downey Jr. for my favorite video game right now. Like that was the moment where I was like, okay, all right, I'm done. Like I'll just sit here and play my game now. Like I'm happy.
Nice. Terry wants to know if you think you could take him in jiu-jitsu.
Let me tell you what. I mean, I don't want to say yes.
No, don't be modest. Tell him what's up, Justine. Tell him what's up.
I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean, I'm being trained by a very skilled professor. So.
Yes. Woo! That means, Terry, look out, baby. Look out.
But I will say, but for a lot of women, though, that are looking to get into sort of this type of thing, like jiu-jitsu is incredible because it is teaching you're usually going to be going up against someone larger than you. So it helps you sort of use just the fact that you are smaller. That's what they kind of train you so that you are able to sort of, you know, try to take on larger opponents.
Definitely. Yo, Battery Power, thank you for the super chat, sir. I appreciate you, man. And my head of security, yo, Hefe, thank you, yo, Hefe. That's right, Justine, with all the positive vibes. She is legit, man. She is legit. Rain wants to know, will iPhone become fully customized eventually?
Like color or like, what do we...
I think he's talking about more like Android, where you're able to like customize more on that side. I don't think it will ever become fully customized. But what do you think?
I don't think so. Probably not. I think because obviously Apple does like to keep things sort of as streamlined as possible. And I think if you open that up to as much customization as Android, it's not going to run as smooth. I don't know. I'm just like, that's just thinking.
Shot fired on the podcast. Shot fired on the podcast. My man Christian wants to know, are you looking forward to the Canon R5 and R6? And do you think you'll switch from Sony and why?
I mean, I switched from Canon to Sony. I don't think that I'll switch back. I mean, Sony has been sort of doing everything that I need for it right now. I mean, I've definitely been looking at sort of their higher end models just to have for like, you know, a stationary camera to sort of up the quality a little bit. But if anything, I'm so interested in getting a Red, but then I don't want to deal with the footage. It's just a lot. So if anything, I would probably get a Red before I up to a Canon.
Ooh, Justine upgrading to that Red. Up there with
maybe we'll see.
Trying to join that Marquez neighborhood. You better be careful with that. That can get expensive quick.
So I know, it's crazy.
Okay, let's see. Oh no, we're not asking that one. Oh, here we go. Brandon wants to know, who are some female creators that you think we should all check out? I know you know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, well, I love Sarah. I love everything that she's been sort of creating in sort of her whole world of tech. And it's great because it's crazy because she's so much younger than me. And yet I was like, wait, it's just, I see a lot of how I was at that age, I guess. So it's just amazing to sort of see what she has done with her channel. And then obviously like my sister as well, like she's been doing a lot. And on Twitch, I've been finding a lot more female creators who have been doing a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm kind of accumulating a little list here over my Twitch, new Twitch ladies
Nice.
that I've been finding, because it's hard to find some supportive community of people, and obviously a lot of my friends like Lindsay Sterling and Rosanna. I mean, they're not in the tech space, but they're all doing really incredible things.
Definitely. A personal favor for me, if you don't mind. Could you let your sister know that I would love to have her together on the podcast? And if she's interested to shoot me a GM, we can make it happen.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
She might be watching. I know she might have been watching earlier. I sent her the link.
Zach wants to know, Justine, can we expect more TikTok?
Oh, man. So Animal Crossing has basically taken over. So I really only have time for like one thing to be obsessed with. So it was like, as soon as I get back into jujitsu, like Animal Crossing is going to have to take a backseat. But TikTok had to take a backseat to Animal Crossing. So yeah, I'll probably make some more TikToks at some point.
Renee about to start fights in the chat here. Renee wants to know 24, 30, Justine.
24 for review videos, but the podcast we do 30 now because of the audio just never syncs up properly. So mostly 24.
I do 24 too. Not that I know anything about the camera stuff, but I do 24 just because they're recommended for talking head stuff. So hey. All right, let's see what else we got. We can go down here. Let's see. Nope. Keep going. Let me see. Nope. Keep going. All right. What we got here? Nope. Up there. What's happening here? Okay. Wait. I don't know anything about this, but maybe you do. Max, I have to ask you about how you held it together during the Dylan Francis and Jericho moment at the Fortnite Pro-Am.
I'm usually very good at doing live stuff, but Dylan caught me so off guard. I almost didn't let him talk about it, but yeah, it was. I'm gonna lose it now just thinking about it. I do miss Fortnite. That was a fun game, but I do like what Fortnite is doing. They now have like movie nights, like you can go in and watch a movie with your friends in Fortnite.
That game just won't die. It just keeps going and going. Like, wow.
They keep listening to the community. They are basically developing it, and Epic has the power to do that because they're such a big company.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it keeps working and people keep flocking to it, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't break it. Dwayne wants to know, where do you see Apple going with iPad OS?
Wow. At some point, I mean, I've been touching my MacBook. Like, I think it's a touch screen at this point anytime I use it, because I've been using my iPad so much. So I think that fine line is being blurred between Mac OS and iPad OS. I'm not even sure if Apple knows what they're doing, because it's becoming both sort of the same. Like, they call it not a computer, but yet I can still do all of the things. And something else that I think is interesting is kids now, they're going to be choosing, like, do I want to get a computer or do I want to get an iPad? And they're going to be learning to edit on, I guess, LumaFusion. I'm still waiting for that iPad OS version of Final Cut. That's something I'm definitely waiting for. I don't know.
Coming. Yeah,
it's
with the
such
transition.
A fine line.
Yeah, I think with the transition to Apple Silicon, iPad on Final Cut on iPad is inevitable.
Yeah, it's just the file storage, though. It's like, where are we going to put all that stuff?
Definitely. Modern Day Tech wants to know, thank you for the super chat, 30 cents. What do you think about rumored Apple AirTags?
I've been waiting for that. I need it because I lose everything. So I'm definitely interested in that.
Definitely. Yeah. Obviously right now there's no market because we're all at home, but once we're back out on the go again, that could be a big boom for Apple.
Even in my house, I can't find stuff. Like, I would put it on my keys. I lost my Nintendo Switch in my house. Like, I put it in a drawer in the bathroom because I was just cleaning up and I didn't realize it was my Switch. Like, I would have never found it had I not had this weird remembrance of I did put that there. So yeah, I need to put it on everything.
Yep. Hey, if you guys want to check out Jenna E, who is Justine's sister, there is the channel. Definitely check her out. Jenna is legit. I can vouch for Jenna.
I feel so bad. She was just right before all of the pandemic and stuff happened. She's like, I'm going to start really going and focusing on all of my travel content. And then the next day it's like, you can't go anywhere. She's like, all right.
All right, Michelle.
That's how you have to sort of shift your content.
Yeah, all the time. Life is crazy. Michelle wants to know, good time to buy AirPods Pro?
Maybe. I think so. I've been using the old AirPods for some reason.
I know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know why. I'll let you know why. Because they fit better in your ears. That's why.
They do. So
Yep.
for some reason, my camera just focused on my microphone. So there we go. I brought it back. Yeah, and I don't know. They do fit way better.
The new AirPods,
It's just
they're the way they're designed like regular earbuds. See, the old AirPods are designed to sit right on your ear, whereas the new AirPod Pro, they're designed like regular earbuds, so they have that opening and they move around too much. I mean, they don't fall out of my ear, but they move around too much that it just becomes annoying. And
for stuff like this, and yeah, and like for phone calls, like I'll use these, but for consuming content, then I will use the AirPods Pro because it's just, it does give you that sort of immersive experience.
Definitely. Tech for your needs wants to know your favorite vacation place.
It's Hawaii. I just love Hawaii. It's such an easy place to get to. It's still in the US, so you don't have to worry about a passport. The only thing I wish is that they had easier ways to travel with your dog to Hawaii, because you have to like quarantine your dog for like 14 days. So unfortunately, I can't go as much as I'd like. And now it's closed, so can't go anyway. But I love Hawaii. It's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, I've watched some of your video from Hawaii, and definitely some nice scenic landscape going on out there, no doubt.
It's so good.
If you guys want to subscribe to Justine's channel, there is the link. I mean, if you're here, you're probably subscribed already. But if you're not, for whatever reason, all two of you go over there and subscribe. What are y'all doing out here? All right, where's the other link?
Well, thank you.
You were welcome. Where's the other link? He had a link to the podcast in here, and I need to put that out there. There it is. So you guys should definitely go check out her and Jenna's podcast. I listened to an episode earlier today. They have like, obviously they have like natural chemistry because they're sisters, so it just works. It's just like Renee was asking on Twitter earlier today about who does the best Q&A. And I'm like, Justine and Jenna do the best Q&A because they have like natural chemistry when they do it together. It's just on point.
And it also helps when you have good questions. So I feel like, our audiences, they always have some good questions to ask. So it gives us some good content.
Definitely. All right. So we got one more question here. I think I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want to hold her hostage here. Genosis wants to know, what health features would you like to see in the Apple Watch Series 6?
I would love to see the blood oxygen level. I know that's something that they did make a mention of, because I think that is sort of important kind of thing, especially now, because people are saying that if I'm wearing a mask, like I'm being deprived of oxygen. Most likely you're not. And being able to prove that with the Apple Watch would be incredible. I did get one of they're like a little ring that you can wear, so it'll be able to tell you what your blood oxygen level is. But I love the Apple Watch. I mean, I wear it every single day. It is deforming my arm because I wear it way too tight.
Yeah, Apple Watch gang, baby. So Apple Watch gang, you know it. You know it.
But yeah, I love all the different health features because it really does kind of let you quantify if you're making progress, if you're not making progress. Even though the past 3 daes I've been a little bit lazy, so we'll just won't look at it.
Yeah, I know what the laziness feels like, no doubt. But iJustine, oh my Lord, this has been an awesome conversation. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. This was great.
I would tell you to tell the people where they can find you, but if they don't know where to find you by now, I'm confused. I'm lost. You all know where to find her. I mean, pretty much just type in iJustine everywhere and she'll pop up. I mean, come on now. Although I think I heard you say that somebody might have jacked your name on TikTok, but you got that alleviated, right? I think.
I did. They did give me it back. Yes. I think they never gave me my name, but I guess I just stopped using it. So that's okay.
No doubt.
But congratulations, though, on your 100th episode. This is amazing. And I think this is really incredible and inspiring for a lot of people, just to show like, hey, keep going, be consistent, and just keep creating and have fun doing it.
Absolutely, man. I love what I do. I'm like you. I love technology. I'm passionate about it. And I love talking to like-minded individuals like yourself. And it's just amazing. Like I said, the camaraderie in the tech community, it blows my mind. It's just absolutely amazing.
It was great. Well, this is amazing. Thank you again.
No problem. Shout out to the 150 of y'all that watched this podcast live tonight. I appreciate you guys. If you super chatted, brought me a coffee, PayPal, any of that stuff, thank you so much. If I missed some of your questions, I do apologize. I had a lot of you all in the chat tonight. I did the best I could. I think I did pretty good. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and Justine tonight, no doubt. If you want to become a channel member, there will be more podcasts and live streams like this one. I got a whole schedule planned for next week, so definitely come back. But there is the link if you want to become a member of the channel. I know for those of y'all watching on iOS, there's no join button because Apple and Google and wars. But there's the link if you want to become a member. Not required, but definitely appreciate it. Again, if you want to subscribe to iJustine channel, there is the link that I'll help they put in there. So do that as you may. Shout out to those of y'all that listen to the podcast on audio only this week. I appreciate you guys rocking out with me and the legendary iJustine. If you want to support the podcast, there will be links in the show notes for you to do that. If you want to follow iJustine, her info will be in the show notes, of course. Also, if you happen to be listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please consider leaving a rating or review as it helps more people discover VypDrive. I appreciate you guys rocking out each and every week, no doubt about it. Again, thank you guys. Thank all of you all. I mean, this is probably the biggest VypDrive I've ever had. So thank you guys for rocking out tonight. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is a VypDrive double hitter. We got Georgia Dow from iMore tomorrow afternoon. And tomorrow night, Gerald Undone is coming. So it's going to be a busy week for the podcast. So make sure you keep it locked because your boy Viper, you know I stay grinding, I stay working. But until the next time, people, this your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know where to find me. So come back for more.